KRBC Abilene's local news starts right now with breaking news.
Good morning, I'm Kelsey Pittman in for Joni McKinnon.
And I'm Grant Tosterud.
We go now to breaking news where there was a fire that started at 9:15 this morning. 911 was called as the building for the Abilene Reporter News was reported on fire. Smoke could be seen blowing up from the north side of the building.
Crews were fighting that fire from both the ground and the rooftop. And as you can see here on the video from a shot from an adjacent building, but now that fire has gained heat.
We now go live to downtown Abilene through our Facebook Live page. Our regular signal has been disrupted this morning, where KRBC's Catherine Garcia is currently on scene as we learn more details. Catherine, can you tell us more about the fire, like where and how it started?
You can see behind me, the smoke has definitely gone down. This is actually what it looked like when I first arrived, but as the day has gone on, more fire trucks and more firefighters have come out to the scene. I spoke with a few people that have worked here that are current staff members here. I spoke to one saleswoman that said she's really concerned about some important documents in the building that are from the 1970s. They haven't been digitized. These are the only copies that they have. I've also spoken to people on the street who just have worked here in the past as their career has gone on, and they say they're devastated to see this building go up. This is one of the oldest buildings in Abilene, and to just see it come up in smoke is devastating. I also spoke to one of the editors who says that he's thankful that all of his staff was able to get out. He's just hoping that these firefighters can put this fire out completely and that they stay safe. At one point, the firefighters were actually on top of the roof, but the roof became so hot that they had to evacuate, and now they are up on these giant ladders. It was terrifying to see them even climb up these things. They're so high in the air. But as you can see, medical personnel is tending to the firefighters that have been up onto the rooftop. Tons of fire trucks down here, hoses, getting the water out and making sure that this fire is out. They have stopped the water from coming onto the roof, and that's another thing that's concerning is how much water they put on this rooftop, because the building can only hold so much water no matter how much the flames are there, so the water is coming down through the building. A lot of the staff members were telling me they're going to keep working. They're not going to stop. We thank our friends at the Abilene Reporter News. These are our colleagues. They are journalists, and we hope that they stay safe and that they keep on fighting and that they get news for you tomorrow. It is interesting that they're on the other side of the breaking news, but that's why we're here, and we're here to help them out and make sure that they get their news done. Reporting live at the Abilene Reporter News building, Catherine Garcia, KRBC, Abilene's local news. Back to you.
Thank you, Katie. Please stay safe out there.
Well, the Abilene Reporter News is one of Abilene's longest running businesses, established on June 17th of 1881, just months after the city was founded.
Currently a sad sight, but thankful for the first responders and everyone for working so hard to get this fire under control.
We'll continue to keep you updated as more information becomes available.
All right, now, Grant, let's check out this weather out there. What kind of conditions are we seeing?
You know, I mean, luckily those conditions are working in their favor out there for those firefighters. If we take a look out there right now, those temperatures not too hot and not too cold. We're in the 60s across most of the big country, and that wind definitely plays a factor when it comes to firefighting. And luckily, they're staying on the lighter side right now out of the southwest, anywhere about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Skies across the big country are clear right now, not a cloud in the sky, but we do have a cold front this weekend, and that will bring some changing conditions once again.
Well, let's hope that wind stays down for them.
For sure.
Now let's go to the news that's new on midday. Ahead of the holiday season, traveling, and a warning from one of the families who's searching for answers after the murder of their son in Mexico. The homicide rates in the country has skyrocketed recently, and the State Department is urging tourists to be cautious. Here's NBC's Gabe Garcia.
Taylor Meyer's family is devastated.
This can't be happening. This can't be true.
His mother in California reeling. Her 27-year-old son was visiting Playa del Carmen to celebrate a friend's birthday when he was stabbed to death.
3 people attacked him, stabbed him, took his wallet, his phone, his watch.
Mexican police have just announced an arrest, but it comes as authorities investigate another case, the mysterious disappearance of 34-year-old Patrick Braxton Andrew, a teacher from North Carolina, who vanished 2 weeks ago from a Mexican village popular with hikers. Mexico welcomed nearly 40 million foreign visitors last year, but the country also recorded its highest homicide rate on record, with nearly 30,000 murders. That's even higher than 2011, when cartel violence soared. For years, the U.S. State Department has urged Americans to exercise increased caution when traveling to Mexico, and some areas carry a do not travel warning.
They're beautiful areas, but it's not the same place that it used to be.
As one family searches for answers, they're warning other travelers to be careful. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News.
And back here in your country, an organization dedicated to serving others needs your help. 1 week from today, the Salvation Army will begin feeding a Thanksgiving feast, but the organization has found itself short supply. Without the help, it will be a stressful week. Each year, the nonprofit provides dinner to more than 700 people who are less fortunate.
We still are in need of turkeys, certainly rolls, green beans, potatoes. We have no potatoes. Stuffing, cranberry sauce.
You can donate the items in need. Simply drop them off at the Salvation Army of Abilene, located on Butternut Street. And more people are on mission tomorrow, as Arrow Ford and local Love and Care Ministry are looking for help to give back to the community this Thanksgiving. Friday is the 20th annual Mission Thanksgiving and can help feed and clothe Abilene's homeless through donations or volunteering. They are needed for warm clothes, blankets, sleeping bags, also food, water, and toys, and monetary donations are welcome. Mission Thanksgiving begins at Arrow Ford on South 1st tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. So remember what you're thankful for and pay it forward with some of time or donations. More details are available at missionthanksgiving.com. Winter is here, and with it brings frigid weather and ice. That week of homes and yards. Mary Maloney has details on winterproofing your homes and avoiding costly insurance claims.
Winter weather is unavoidable in most places, but there are ways to avoid a lot of damage that can follow a storm. Taking an active approach to weatherproofing can save homeowners thousands of dollars, if not more, and hours of aggravation. According to Consumer Reports, water damage accounts for a majority of homeowners' insurance claims. Insulate exposed water pipes so they don't freeze and crack when the temperature drops. Know how to shut off the water, so if pipes do crack, damage is minimized. Insulate walls, attics, and crawl spaces. This will keep the heat inside and help prevent ice dams from forming on your roof. Speaking of roofs, repair any damage or loose shingles. Snow or ice that collects on a roof will exacerbate the existing damage and leak inside. Clean out drains and gutters. A blockage can cause water to back up and freeze, potentially causing roof leaks or ice dams. Remove weak trees and branches. These can fall on your home or vehicle during a storm and cause severe damage. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
All right, Grant, it was a cold one this morning. You said there were some places that were freezing again. So how cold were we?
That's right, Kelsey. Some of us did drop below freezing again across the big country. In fact, Eastland, Brownwood made it into the 20s this morning. We only made it to 34 here in Abilene, but other areas across the state like Austin, San Antonio, they also got below that freezing mark, right at freezing in San Antonio. Again, Austin dropping into the 20s as well down there as this cold weather continues to hang on across most of the state thanks to high pressure. But now skies are mostly clear across all of Texas, and things are going to continue to stay quiet now as we head through the next few days. An A+ for your after-school forecast after the cold weather we've been dealing with earlier this week. Finally, perfect weather to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. 67 degrees for a high this afternoon here in Abilene. Those temperatures will stay a lot more mild as we head into the overnight. Still in the upper 40s by 9 o'clock. Temperatures will stay above freezing now as we head into tomorrow morning. I'll show you the details on that cold front coming this weekend, though, coming up later. Kelsey.
Thanks, Grant. Here's what's coming up on Abilene Midday. As we remember what we're thankful for, we can add one more thing to the list. We're talking turkey costs. That coming up in News by the Numbers after the break.
You're watching KRVC Abilene Midday with Joni McKinnon and meteorologist Grant Tosteru.
It's time for News by the Numbers. Your first number, 36. The original Statue of Liberty torch is heading to a new home this morning. The iconic symbol will be placed inside the new 26,000 square foot Statue of Liberty Museum, which will open to the public next May. The new museum will be aimed at celebrating the statue's history, influence, and legacy in the world. A crew of 15 people is expected to transport the 3,600-pound torch to the museum. And the second News by the Numbers is 48. It looks like it will cost you just a little less to get Thanksgiving dinner for the table this year. The average cost for last year's feast, $48.90. That comes out to less than $5 a person, and it's down 22 cents from last year's average. The star of the feast, the turkey, is coming in at $21 for a 16-pound bird. The rest of the shopping list includes stuffing, sweet potatoes, rolls with butter, peas, cranberries, and a veggie tray, and pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Today's final number is 50. The pink legacy diamond sold at auction for more than $50 million, a new world record price per carat for a pink diamond. Renowned jeweler Harry Winston was the buyer. An auction house was expected to fetch $30 to $50 million for the nearly 19-carat rectangular cut stone, the largest fancy vivid pink diamond that has ever been put under the hammer. Christie says the stone is among the most chemically pure gems, describing it as a Leonardo Caprio of diamonds. All right, Grant, I'm liking what's warming up out there. This warmer weather, will it stick around?
Well, Kelsey, the warmer weather will be finally sticking around at least for the next few days, but I'll show you what a cold front Saturday evening will mean for the second half of your weekend coming up next.
Now, your KRBC Storm Team forecast with meteorologist Grant Tosteru.
Turning into a beautiful afternoon out there for your Thursday. 61 here in Abilene. That's already warmer than where we saw our high yesterday. And those temperatures continue on the way up through today and even as we head into this weekend. A big change from the first half of the month we were seeing. In fact, the first half of November averaged 6 degrees cooler than normal out there. Just a couple days ago on Tuesday, it was 22 degrees cooler than what it should have been according to seasonal normals. The coldest temperature was just yesterday morning. Came in at 23 degrees here in Abilene. That doesn't quite set a record record cold temperature, but definitely unusual for this time of year, as we've been used to some very warm temperatures all into the end of summer and beginning of fall. And another big change from September and October, we've only seen about 1/4 of an inch of rain here in Abilene so far for the month of November. Unlikely to get anywhere close to the amount of rain we've seen in September and October, as things going to be quiet, continue to be quiet even for the next couple of days. Staying in the upper 60s today, mid and upper 60s all the way through the first half of your weekend. 65 degrees for a high on Saturday. Again, that's pretty close to where we should be for this time of year before our next cold front starts pushing in. This one is going to drop our temperatures a little bit as we head into the second half of your weekend. However, we're not going to see a prolonged cool period like we saw with this last cold front. In fact, temperatures already by Monday turning back into the mid-50s out there. This cold front that pushes through on Saturday could bring us very small chance for rain on Sunday. Right now, we're just going to leave it at a 10% chance for an isolated shower. If we see any rain at all, it's going to be mainly in the southern and eastern big country for your Saturday, or through the day on Sunday rather. High pressure off into the Gulf Coast. That's what's going to keep our weather very quiet through the day today. As we head into the overnight, things are going to continue to stay quiet thanks to that high pressure. It's bringing in southwesterly winds. Again, we're still going to be under the influence as we head into your Friday, so expect very similar conditions to today. However, it's as we head into Saturday morning, we'll start watching our next cold front. This is pushing off into the north near the Panhandle. This is going to push off to the south and move into the big country as we head into Saturday evening. For your evening here in Abilene, that's what you can expect that to move in. Temperatures as we head through the rest of the day, going to warm into the 60s and close to 70s for some of us across the big country. Again, hanging on to plenty of sunshine out there, cooling off into the lower 60s again by the time you're heading home from work. Temperatures 67 degrees for a high here in Abilene. Mostly sunny skies. You could see a few passing clouds out there. Otherwise, winds are going to remain pretty light with clear skies remaining through the overnight, staying well above freezing in the lower 40s here in Abilene, though. Some of us could dip back into the mid-30s. Temperatures will stay in the 60s through the rest of this week and into the weekend. That cold front pushes through Saturday. Could bring a chance for rain for some of us on Sunday and dropping us into the upper 40s for highs on Sunday afternoon. We could see a light frost or freeze Sunday night into early Monday morning, but after that, things look to remain pretty mild as we head into the middle of next week with just a small chance for rain Tuesday and Wednesday and temperatures in the 60s. Kelsey?
Coming up, a glass making company in Wisconsin is giving employees a Christmas bonus this year, but this loaded gift is certainly getting people to fire off their opinion. Plus, as insomnia increases in adults worldwide, maybe they need to go back to their childhood, letting a lullaby lull them to sleep. We'll have all that coming up in Coffee Club next.
You're watching KRBC, Abilene's local news.
On Abilene Midday, you get the chance to sound off your stories Grant has our feedback for today.
That's right, Kelsey. Well, so how would you like to receive a firearm as a Christmas bonus? Well, that's exactly what a Wisconsin-based glass company gave their small staff in an effort to promote seasonal safety and team building. The business is called Ben Shot, a father-son company that produces novelty glassware embedded with a bullet as if it had been shot. 16 of its full-time employees were allowed to choose a gun with a value of up to $500.
This is apparently the first time the company has done something as generous as this. Company's executives held a gun safety training course before distributing the weapons, but some employees initially opted to get a gift card. One woman stands up to the company's decision for the to arm the staff with handguns.
So we asked you, what do you think about a company giving guns as gifts? And here's what you had to say. Cheryl said she sees nothing wrong with it. Good for them. And Laura said, I think I want to work there. And Jennifer said, and some say it's not too easy to get a gun. That was my concern with Jennifer, is what she said too, is, you know, we always hear about this, both sides of the aisle too, is that, you know, we're always worried about guns getting in the wrong hands. And I wonder if buying a gun for your employee might do that. But
well, when you register it too, it might be, I don't know how that goes with what it goes whose name it goes under.
Right. So I think we have to find more details about this, if the employees purchased the gun or if the employer purchased the gun for the employees.
Yes. And for our new topic today, many people say listening to their favorite tunes helps them sleep. Of 600 adults, 62% said they use music as a sleep aid, spanning 14 genres and over 500 artists. And even respondents who didn't suffer from sleep disorders use music as their everyday lives to help improve quality of their sleep.
Most believe music helps them fall asleep and blocks out noises that could wake them during the night. Sleep loss is a widespread problem with serious physical and economic consequences. I totally buy that. If you don't sleep well, a lot of productivity is lost when you don't sleep well. But I will agree, listening to music or just anything does tune out some of those other noises. Kind of acts like a white noise in the background and helps you fall asleep.
See, I'm the opposite. I can't have any noise going on. If there's any noise, I wake up and I'm like, this isn't going to happen.
Well, there are a lot of people like that too. So maybe this is just choose what works for you.
Yeah, let's see what the viewers have to say.
Yeah, so we want to know from you, do any of you use music or other white noise in the background for sleep? And does it help you?
You can leave us your feedback. Just go to facebook.com/KRBC-TV and leave us your comments for a chance to be featured on our show tomorrow.
And coming up, I'll have a final look at your 7-day forecast.
Stay with us.
You're watching KRBC, Abilene's local news.
All right, Grant, as we look at that last 7-day forecast, what are those firefighters going to be fighting?
You know, like we said earlier, conditions good out there for them. Luckily, we're not battling too much of a wind out there, and those temperatures not too hot or not too cold. We are in the 60s already across the big country, 64 here in Abilene, well exceeding yesterday's high already as we're seeing some warmer air settle back into our area. A lot more seasonal for this time of year. Those temperatures will continue to warm a few more degrees as we head into this afternoon. 67 for a high here in Abilene. All of us will push the mid and upper 60s. Could get even close to 70 in the far northwestern big country today. Again, we could see a few passing clouds out there, but otherwise we're going to see plenty of sunshine for the rest of your Thursday. Be sure to get outside and enjoy the weather today. Tonight we'll hang on to those clear skies and light winds. We all should stay above freezing. Lows in the lower 40s and upper 30s tonight. Just hanging on to this warm and mild weather through Saturday before that cold front pushes in. Could bring a chance for rain Sunday and possibly more freezing temperatures Sunday night into Monday morning.
Well, thanks, Grant. I'm really excited for that sun.
I know. I think everybody is, especially after the cold weather we had.
Thanks for joining with us on Abilene Midday.
Have a great afternoon.
And we'll see you back at 6 a.m. for Abilene Today.
We'll see you then.